girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show. This is the Top Keck Podcast. My name is Nick, and with me, as always, is Max.
What's up, freak bitches?
So today, our lovely Maxwell is going to be leading the conversation. Go ahead and lay it down for us.
I'm gonna lay it down, all right? My ex-girlfriend, I'll tell you, I couldn't lay it down for shit. Yeah, so I was kind of thinking about it because like we both work in a really hard businesses. I work in the car business, as previously mentioned in other episodes. Old Nicky Three Legs here is an electrician. So it kind of got me thinking, right? Because like we're both younger guys. I'm old as fuck compared to Nick because he's like fucking 3. His balls just dropped. But I started thinking about like my future and like my aspirations and my goals and stuff. And when I started working in the car business, I really wanted to be a mechanic. When I was like 18, I was like, I like to work on cars. Like I want to be a mechanic. And I got a job at a body shop, a major chain body shop here in America, or Maryland, the East Coast. And it was cool. I did some mechanical work and they taught me a lot of stuff. And I decided very quickly that I didn't want to do it for a living because my body hurt all the time and I was really miserable. But it was cool. I learned a lot of stuff. I got to work with an old head mechanic, and like a lot of the old head mechanics know like the really old school weird tricks. So they taught me a lot of shit, how to balance tires and make stuff cooperate in ways that you would think it wouldn't cooperate. So that was pretty cool. I learned a lot from him. And I started thinking about it because as my career path evolved, I had a lot of people tell me get out of the car business. A lot of the OGs when I first started off. I was like, nah, man, I love this shit. They're like, get the fuck out while you still can. And I didn't listen because I'm a dumbass. And now if anyone ever asks me, I tell them, get the fuck out while you still can.
Let's say, yeah, there's an older guy I work with, Danny. He's known for his Budweiser. He met me the first time. He's like, how long you been doing this? I was like, I don't know, like 3 months. He's like, why?
Yeah. No bullshit. I get asked that all the time. Why? It's like, listen, bro, I'm here and I make good money. Like I can't complain. I make pretty good money. I can make more. I can always make more, but my salary is competitive with some of my friends that I went to school with that went to college and pursued degrees and etc. So I do all right for myself, I think. Definitely make enough money to support all my hobbies and my race car and all that other shit. But so as I kind of progressed my career, I kind of thought I might be a body technician for a while. And then I kind of was like, I might be a painter. And then I eventually settled on being an estimator. So I'm a writer at a body shop, which basically just means that I get to do kind of the technical paperwork aspect. I get to prepare estimates and analyze all the damage on a car. And then prepare an estimate that tells the insurance company or the customer how much money we need to fix the car, what parts are going to cost, what labor is going to cost, etc. I do all the research for what the repair procedures are to make sure we fix the car right, make sure it's safe. I order all the parts. I distribute all the parts. I do all the parts credits. I do some production, which is just lining up the cars for the guys and making sure that we're hitting our dates and cars are leaving when they're supposed to leave based on the repair plan. I make the repair plans. I do a lot of shit. Basically, I try and run the front of the shop so that the guys, the technicians can do their jobs. They don't get interrupted, so they can get paid, so I can get paid, so everybody wins. And I started thinking about it because I'm a very business-minded person. I haven't finished community college because school online sucks dick. But
because fuck online schooling.
Yeah, shit's trash. But for a number of reasons. But then again, in-person school's trash too because you get girls from your astronomy class to try and bang you. Anyways, so so the point is I'm going to school for business administration, which means that I tend to have like a business organization type mindset where it's like, how can we improve, how to negotiate with technicians, because technicians are fucking assholes. A lot of them are drunks. A lot of them are drug addicts. A lot of them want to fucking play by their own rules. And you basically have to go and convince someone who's an asshole to do something they don't want to do, which is really fucking hard to do. So you need to like negotiate. And insurance adjusters are assholes. You have to negotiate with them. Customers are assholes. You have to negotiate with them. So combining what I learned in school versus the real world experience, I've been working in the car business since I was 18. I'm 25 now. And I've been working at body shops for almost 5 years now, I think. Yeah, about 5 years now. A little less than 5 years. Started thinking, I think the next logical step is owning a body shop. I think that'd be fucking lit. I think I'd be really good at it. I obviously don't have the capital for that right now, which is something I'm working on privately, but I would love to own a shop and like just have the best shop, fix cars 100% the way they're supposed to be fixed. Like I have developed a reputation with some insurance companies and some insurance adjusters and even some customers with being absolutely ruthless with what I do, in that I will document you to death. Like, if you want to say that I have to fix a car a certain way and the manufacturer says otherwise, I'm going to send you so much fucking paperwork to read, your head will explode. And then if you still say no, I'll just call the customer and say, hey, listen, the insurance company wants me to fix your car wrong, even though I told them it's unsafe and potentially causes a hazard to you and your family. And then you can imagine how that conversation goes between the insurance adjuster and the customer. I win every time. I'm like 500-0 in my career. So it's going pretty good. But yeah, I just started thinking about that. So anyways, the topic, because I can't shut the fuck up. The topic is, what is your dream job? And what's your attainable dream job? And then what is your like fantasy dream job? So Nick, start talking.
All right, so that's tough because I really do like what I do a lot. I'm really good at it. Like you said, I'm an electrician. A lot of people think that's just like, change lights, change outlets, but
that's all he does. He changes light bulbs all day.
Oh, I'm a fancy light bulb changer. I actually had someone say that to my dad once at the country club. He's like, don't you just change light bulbs?
Yeah, that's all I do.
It's like,
fucking dickhead.
All right, but
Jesus Christ.
I work in the commercial side of for the day job. I'll do side work and electrical, residential shit. But right now we're working in Towson. I'm not gonna say the building because you can pull out the contractor for the building and then us, and that'll
don't do that.
Not be good.
Yeah.
But this building's old as shit. Like, it was originally built in 1933. With walls that are made to withstand like bombs. Like bombs.
Like bombs.
Yeah. And it's provided some unique challenges for sure. We've broken drills just by trying to drill through these. They just burned up.
That was a funny text message to receive.
Gone through God knows how many concrete bits. People pulling their hair out, I'm sure. I'm a nobody, so I just put shit up that people tell me to put up, and then occasionally when there's a problem, I come up with a good idea to fix it. But
every now and again.
But I'm really good at it, and I have the mind for it. Blueprints are easy. The technical aspect of it's super easy. It's just, I don't really feel that the cap for money is really where I would like to be. Yeah, if I own a company, which is ultimately the goal, I'll make the money or a portion of the money I want to make. I say all the time, even if I'm kidding, my goal is to be the world's first trillionaire. Even if I make it a tenth of the way there, I'm still doing pretty fucking good. But aside from that, like, we do the streaming thing, and that's kind of a fun little side hustle. It's really bullshit, but as far as a dream job, I've jumped around, because when I was a kid, it was Marines. That was the life goal, being the Marines. Had a broken knee, mental problems, couldn't get into MEPS and whatever. And after that, it was just kind of an aimless, I guess, wading through the pool of jobs. I've gone food service, I've gone customer service, I've gone all the way to construction. And I definitely like the fact that I can say whatever I want and I can't really get in trouble. Like, I told my boss to get fucked today, and that was completely okay. And I guess dream job, attainable dream job at least would be owner, because I don't have to do the hard work, still get to make the money, and I still get to do the I can't think of the right words, but I guess the behind the scenes of it, get the jobs, make all that shit keep running smoothly. Um, and then as far as my unobtainable dream job, I don't really know that it's unobtainable, but I would love day trade for a living. I would love to just sit at my computer, trade stocks, and make cash, like $600-700 in 3 hours. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And I know plenty of people who do that on the regular and actually really love what they do. They find a lot of meaning of it, and they find a lot of freedom, which that is the ultimate goal, is financial freedom. To whereas, like, if I was a day trader, I could expatriate myself. If I wanted to move to Panama or Costa Rica or Japan or wherever, I could.
Japan.
And still make the same money doing the exact same thing I'm doing.
Yeah,
And
fuck yeah.
I think it's Mikhail Thorup. He runs the Expat Money Show. He talks about that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Panama he lives in, has like a 3% tax, and he doesn't have to pay that legally because he provides so much shit for the community. I'm like, that's a huge W.
Based.
Yeah.
Fucking based.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But dream job's definitely always been a weird thing for me, because I always did see myself as, like, I wanted to be the Marine, and as I've grown up, like, it would still have been cool to have been able to do that, but I don't see myself as that anymore.
Right.
I definitely, like, I spend a lot of time reading electrical shit. I see myself as an electrician now. I go out to eat and I'm fucking staring at the shit that I would do different in the restaurant. Like,
Yep.
like work consumes my life.
Yeah.
And I don't really know where else to go from that, actually. It's just work is all there is at the moment.
Yeah, so I actually was going to say that because I didn't fully touch on that. So I think attainable dream job, I would like to own a shop. I would like to own a high-end shop, by a high-end collision repair facility.
Man's
the amount
only
of
working on
equipment-
Subies.
Nah, fuck that. I want to work on like Porsches and Audis.
Yeah, like
and
Aston Martins
BMWs.
and shit.
I want to work on high-end shit, like Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
Fuck yeah.
So that would be really cool. Obviously, it's difficult to do that in a perfect world. A lot of shop owners, it's complicated. But if you own a successful production shop, generally speaking, as a shop owner, it's contingent on how many guys you're running and obviously the size of your shop. But let's just say let's say you're doing $250,000 a month in sales. If your GP's 40%, generally speaking, as a shop owner, you're probably paying yourself anywhere from 40 to 50 grand a month.
W.
So, and that's, you have to reinvest, you have to pay off debt and everything else. But, my philosophy is, if you want the best guys, you need to have the best facility. If you want the best, in order to have the best facility, you have to have the best guys. So there's sort of a inverse relationship that happens there. And you have to make a lot of money because you have to spend a lot of money because equipment is always changing and the way we're fixing cars is always changing. The training's always changing. The welders are always changing. Everything's always changing. So it's tricky, but it's not impossible. And so I've just kind of set my sights on, amongst other goals, I want to buy a house and other shit like that. I'm building a car right now. That's my immediate baby, But yeah, I think that's like attainable. I'd like to own a shop, and obviously everyone wants to make a shitload of money, and that's cool. But like, I think there's more to it. Like, it's doing right by the customer. It's being a part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
It's providing a service, because there's so many shops that fix cars wrong, and there's so many shops that fix cars wrong and don't even know they're fixing cars wrong and they're unsafe. Like, that's how ignorant my the collision repair industry is right now, or at least from what I've seen. And so, like, that's number one priority for me, is like doing right by the customer, fixing cars right, and getting paid to fix it. And like, I want to pay my technicians really well. I want to make sure my technicians are doing great. If I'm running a shop, like, I think there's a cap on, and maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'll turn into a greedy fuck, but I'm a firm believer that making more money just makes you more of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a stingy motherfucker and you get rich, you're going to be even more stingy. And if you're a giving or a generous individual, I think that being rich will make you more generous. So I'd like to think that eventually I'll just be like, I probably don't ever have to make more than $250,000 a year. I just don't see myself needing to spend that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't, I don't need I don't want to clean. So like, I don't want a big house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need to drive 5 cars. You know, like I probably wouldn't need more than like 2 for myself. I have 2 cars right now. I have a daily driver and I have a toy. Like, that's how I see that playing out. I mean, the wife in a theoretical situation would have a car or whatever. But like, I feel like there's a cap for like shit that I'm just like, I don't want it because I'm just like, it's going to sit there and it's a waste, you know? So like, for me, it's like, I feel like if there's a situation where I'm making so much goddamn money, I'm just, my mind goes to like, fuck it. Let's pay the guys more, or let's give the guys a bonus. And like, if you get a bonus working in a body shop, you're probably working for a pretty fucking good shop.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's my mindset is like, if these guys are making me a shitload of money, like, I'm like, dude, I just want to pay them more, you know? Cause like, you can't take the money with you. And like, I refuse to raise children that will not hustle for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a perfect theoretical situation, I would raise kids that wouldn't even want to work in the car business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you want the shop when I die or retire, you're buying it from me. You know, you don't get the free handout. I will give you all the experience you want. I will pay you a fair wage to work there, but you will not, you know, you don't just get a handed a freebie.
I actually saw a cool article about that today, how a father came out and said that you don't treat your kids like they're the center of the universe. Like, they are not the only thing in your life, because it's proven now that it doesn't turn out right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've personally had experiences where, you know, a lot of shops, a lot of body shops, I've noticed in my experience, or even car dealerships or whatever, if they're not a family-owned business, they're corporate.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the family-owned businesses, you can track a sense of entitlement down the family-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you can see where, you know, where they started to get successful, because whoever got successful, their kids are shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's really funny how that works. You know, so it's just, anyways, and I will credit the Mudgetts. The Mudgetts work really hard. You know, they own local shops in the state of Maryland. That whole family is pretty hardworking. I will say that they have earned what they have accomplished.
I'd say, yeah, like the son of the owner of our company, he's a party animal, but he hustles. Like, he's out fixing up houses on his time with people. He's got his own company going while he works for us for the normal 9 to 5. He's got stocks, he's got crypto, he was just out bartending making money this weekend. Like, he hustles, but he's
got his hands in a lot of shit.
But he's definitely using that family money. They're going to Mexico all the time, to Spain.
Oh yeah.
He skydives like every weekend. Like yeah, it's 100% evident that his family has money.
Yeah, and so to me, it's like, I would like to raise children that, like, kind of like how my parents raised me, because I was raised pretty wealthy. Like, my father does pretty well. He was always very frugal, but he always raised us with a sense of, like, if you want money, you have to earn it. I was talking with him recently about that. But anyways, that would be my kind of philosophy with, like, an attainable dream job. I'd like to make a shitload of money. Yeah, it would be cool to have, like, a supercar or whatever, like a McLaren or something crazy like that, you know. But it's not like, I don't know. It sounds weird, but like, the older I get, the less I care about that shit. Like, I'd rather like restore a muscle car, or like build the STI, or like, you know, it's just a little different, I guess now.
I'd say, yeah, like my $1 trillion goal, it sounds greedy, but that's not for me. Like, I'll probably be able to live off, like you said, like $250,000 a year and be beyond comfortable. And and then the rest is either going to be, like, I guess, rainy day for if something catastrophic were to happen to family, or it'd be going to, if I'm owning my company, people that are affected by this ice storm now that's putting out power systems and everything. People are affected by hurricanes. Like, I want to be a company that gets called to come help that, because people know that I'm going to be there.
Yeah, and that's where my brain goes, is like, what kind of good can I do? Like, you know, I'm like a simp, so I'm like, what kind of shit does my wife want? Like, if she just wants something, just go buy it. Here's my credit card. Fuck off. Like, I don't care. You know, like, but like, other than that, it's like, what good can I do? You know what I mean? Like, can I give something back to the community? Like, there, excuse me, there are a ridiculous number of circumstances in which I see cars that are total losses that screw people over in a community, or like it's like, you know, if you have a car that's like a 2000 Camry and you've been driving it forever and there's nothing really wrong with it, it's just high mileage and it's older, it's a little beat up, you know, and then they get hit and there's a bumper and a taillight, but it totals the car. Like, I'm the kind of guy where I'm just like, yeah, dude, so like I'm just gonna fix your car for free and don't worry about it. You know, like that's where my brain goes. Is like, oh, there's someone I can help. Like, you know, what's the gross profit on that car? You know, a $1,500 hit. Like, you're making $300 or $400 on it. Like, dude, go buy the bumper. You know, fix the shit for free and just give the man his car back so he can get back to work. You know, like that's where my brain goes. Is like, what good can I do?
That's it.
Because it's just the right thing. It just seems like.
That's the goal is not financial freedom just for myself, but for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and a rising tide, I think, lifts all ships. And again, I think that money just makes you more of what you are already. And I'd like to think I'm a generous, caring, giving person. So I would think I would apply that logic moving forward.
I act like a miser, but I'm definitely more caring than I am. Sat and waited for my boy at the fucking Subi shop.
Love you, buddy. Yeah, that fucking thing. That car's just speaking of financial freedom. That car is fucking me in the ass. Holy shit! I am. For those who are in Podcastville, I'm currently in the process of entirely rebuilding, pretty much a 2006 Subaru WRX STI.
It's got the same frame and body, but.
Yeah, and that's about it. So everything in the motor is redone, literally everything. It is receiving so the motor's built. I'm still in the process of breaking the engine in, so that I just have to drive it a certain way. It's getting the first oil change done, because when you break an engine in, you have a 50-mile oil change, you have a 500, and then you have a 1,000-mile oil change, and then you go to your regularly scheduled 3,000 or whatever. And I just got the engine rebuilt, so I did the first oil change, or it's still being done technically, because I'm fucking dropped the car off and just said, fuck it, give it back to me whenever you feel like it. It's my second car. But the next step is to put a fucking monstrous turbo on it, and a rotated kit, and front mount a couple other things, and a new exhaust manifold. So I just spent like $9,000 on parts on top of everything I already paid for the motor. And like, I did the calculation the other day, and it's painful, the amount of money I spent on this car.
Man, could have bought a brand new fucking optioned out car for the same price.
I could have brought a brand new STI and done like all the major bolt-ons on it, and
put all the stickers for the extra horsepower.
Yeah, dude, I could have had so many stickers, bro. You know, could have had stickers and then clear coated them. Like, I could have bought a brand new STI, taken it all apart, and painted it a fucking any color.
Vinyl wrap that in the Animu girls.
Dude, I should have just done anime bitches. that's I mean, that's still a possible thing. That could still be.
It is the Subaru.
It's not off the table, you know. But yeah, so I'm like fucking balls deep in that car right now. I'm hoping when it's done, it'll make 600 horsepower to the wheels. Fingers crossed. I've spent a fucking ass load of money on this car, more than anyone should ever spend on any car that's fucking from 2006. But I wanted to do it, and I made the money, so I'm gonna fucking spend it. God damn it.
Yep.
But anyways, that was the other thing I was gonna say. So Attainable Dream Job is owning a shop. The unattainable, or maybe not that, but like the
far-fetched.
The far-fetched, yeah, the stretch of a dream job. I was thinking about this. I think it'd be really cool to be a traveling musician.
That'd be pretty lit.
I think that would be really fucking awesome. And like, I'm a fucking music nerd, so you know, I think it would be really cool. And like, obviously, it is not lucrative to play in a band, and like, you know, I mean, it's half true.
People I knew took out like college loans just so that they could be traveling musicians.
It's fucking hard to be a traveling musician. If you're playing like local bars and shit on the weekends for shits and giggles, like, yeah, you can make a little bit of money.
Now they did well. Some of their shit's on Spotify. They toured. They've gone through like every state. They've been to a few other countries. They've done a U.S. Armed Forces tour. Like,
yeah, fuck yeah.
Like they did the musician thing, and now they're sitting comfortable at least a 6-figure salary at whatever they do.
Yeah, and so it's like, I don't know. I think it would be cool to like play huge festivals, like back when Warped Tour was a thing. Like Warped Tour had like fucking lit, bro. So like I would have loved to have been on Warped Tour with like fucking Johnny Craig when he was still doing heroin. Like we would have been fucking. I think he actually still is doing heroin again. I don't even fucking know, but it would be lit as fuck. Like I feel like it would be awesome to just go out and like basically all you do is just like party and fuck women and like everything else. But I think it would be really cool to like, all bullshit aside, to like go out and experience the energy of a crowd and like meet fans and like you know, just the connection with the room and the atmosphere. Like there's this really crazy I think it was Wacken Open Air Festival.
That sounds
there's
familiar.
there's this wild ass, I think it's German, there's this like wild ass fucking festival in Europe somewhere, and Parkway Drive did this like crazy fucking live video for, I think it was Wild Eyes or something. But dude, the fucking crowd, like looking out from the stage, the crowd, it literally is all the way to the horizon. Like I've never seen so many people in one fucking place. And like how wild would it be to be on that fucking stage and everyone's jumping around and it's like they're all singing the song with you. Like that kind of energy would be like, that's something that would be awesome to experience from the stage aspect.
Just an FYI, Wacken 2021 is sold out.
Fuck. Is it really?
Yes, and it's in July.
Oh my god.
It's actually the weekend of my
birthday. But are you
surprised?
Are you surprised though?
Oh, not at all.
So yeah, Wacken Open Air. Is it in Germany?
Information.
Am I full of shit?
The areas. Festival spreads 240 hectares, which I assume is the European.
I think that's 100 acres.
That's acres.
I think it's 100 acres.
I don't know what those words are.
I don't know. It's in Wacken, Germany. Yeah, it's in Germany.
I'd say with the name Wacken or Wacken, I guess it would be,
Yeah.
since it's German. That makes sense.
It's fucking, dude, like, and I think I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's like a huge metal show. So like 2021, Slipknot, Judas Priest, and Anamarth.
That's a pretty tight lineup already.
At the Gates, Cadaver, Clawfinger, fucking bangers, right? Like I'm a big metalhead.
There's 162 days left until Wacken.
I need to go to metal shows. Overkill, Rotting Christ, bangers on here, bro. I miss, like, I want to go to like a serious ass fucking death metal show.
Apparently,
like,
I just need to go to shows, period, since I've only really been to one ever, and the show was not the main point of it.
all right, when next time a good metal band is in, we will go to a fucking metal show, like a Kill Switch Engage or like a fucking Thy Art Is Murder.
Fuck yeah.
Or Parkway Drive or something, but it's got to be a band that's good live. Like Kill Switch is really good live.
I'd say my buddies up in New Hampshire fucking love Kill Switch whenever they're around there.
Kill Switch is the shit, and like they've apparently are teasing the idea of touring with Howard Jones. I had seen an article somewhere. And if they tour with Howard Jones, I just have to see him because Howard Jones is best vocalist.
And then on the opposite spectrum, Sunday in the Country.
Yeah, I'll go to Sunday in the Country. I'm down for whatever. I don't really like EDM. You know what I mean? It's not really my, like, it doesn't really do it for me.
I'd say not all of it for me, but there's a couple that, like, Keys and Crates does some songs that I like a lot, and some of this shit like that, but most of that's product of the women I used to hang out with.
Well, I'll say this: I'm not totally against electronic music, and I'm like really grouping it all in one whole like, dubstep and all that shit. Like, I'm grouping it all in one electronic like genre. Like, I'm not totally opposed to it. It's just, I don't know, man. It doesn't hit me the same way that like Kill Switch does, or like even some like Luke Combs or whatever. It
like a band versus a electronic music playing and someone singing or something like that,
or even a rapper.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like even it just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't connect as much for me.
Yeah. See, music's more like the beat for me. Like if it's got a good beat behind it, and especially if it's got a lot of bass, like I'm about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I don't know. I try and be open-minded with music because I like so much of it. And like there pretty much is. Every genre I can find a couple songs that I like. I mean, shit, even like fucking bluegrass, I can find some, you know. But yeah. So I would love to go to like metal shows are the best, man. And I have long ass hair. I have a bun. My hair is up in a bun right now, but my hair is actually to my shoulders when it's wet, and I have really curly, like thick hair. So like, you go to the metal show, wet your fucking hair, and then start pushing people. Like it's fucking tremendous. So good.
I need a couple more years to be able to windmill my hair.
Yeah, get the. I can do my shit 100%. I've also been growing this for like almost 4 years, I think. So
I've been growing my hair for like a couple months.
yeah, I've been growing this shit out for a minute. I can't fucking wait.
Alright.
But yeah, I need to go to some metal shows, bro. Like that would be sick. I haven't been to a show and I don't even remember the last show I went to.
So, trying to look at fucking dates of shit around here, and I really can't find anything right now. It's still all fucky.
Yeah, well, and especially with the state we live in,
Yeah.
I would suggest that it's probably a bit unlikely that we'll be able to.
Actually, one of my friends just said that she got on the wait list for the COVID vaccine, so.
Well, really,
Yeah.
makes me wonder.
And she's supposed to get it, like, soon, I think.
Kill Switch Engage is coming to the Fillmore with August Burns Red
Okay.
to be announced, and we're going to that show, and we're gonna rage hard as fuck because
Fuck yeah.
August Burns Red. Oh man, I love me some August Burns Red. I love me some August, and it's the Fillmore is like a fucking awesome venue. I don't know if you've ever been to the Fillmore in Silver Spring. It's a fucking great venue.
I think I've done stuff around there, but I have never been to the Fillmore. Just like
It's
Merriweather, we worked on, so like that one's cool for me to go to.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that Merriweather is a decent venue as well. I think Merriweather's better for like.
Not that.
Yeah, like I feel like Merriweather is a bit better for like relaxed.
I'd say
stuff.
more tame
Yeah.
music.
I guess Warped was at Merriweather.
Yeah, it
but,
was.
yeah, I mean that was like most of the stuff was out in the field. Like the main stage was like kind of different. You're not moshing because they have fucking like the bleachers.
Yeah, like
so you can't like
mosh pit down the bleachers.
Yeah, dude, you get like fucked up. You'd be losing teeth and shit.
Oh fuck yeah.
Dance Gavin Dance is touring at the end of 2021 ? Under Oath and Issues. Yep. Under Oath, Veil of Maya and Issues. So that is a banger as well. Yeah, the Fillmore's got some good shit coming up. We'll go to some shows for sure.
Yeah, just let me know when.
I'm fucking down. And usually these metal shows are probably like $50 or less for tickets. Would be my guess. August Burns Red and Kill Switch is going to be a bit more expensive because they're like really well known.
If anyone would like to join us, just drop something in the comments.
Yeah. And if you're a girl and you're short and you have multicolored hair and tattoos,
That's it. That's an instant W.
and you're a consenting adult, please come hang out with us. We're so lonely. I'm only joking a little bit. All right, so
Back on track.
back on track. Yeah, race cars and metal bands and other manly shit.
Monster trucks.
What was the other thing we were going to talk about?
Something.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Jesus fuck. We were talking about dream jobs,
Dream jobs, music, cars.
cars. Yeah.
I guess we really didn't have very much planned for today, but that is not unusual for us.
It sounds about right. I mean,
Ought not
I've
be
been-
organized.
yeah, to A. You know? That shit, I was like that before I ever,
I'd say it follows us
know.
everywhere.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I've been kind of busy. Like this work this week has been wild for me. Like we're starting to pick back up again. Like I had 5 cars drop off today, just me, 5 cars.
Oh damn.
So that's like we're getting back into the swing of things. I was fucking frying today too. I had a car that dropped off at 3 o'clock. It was done at 5:30.
Oh shit.
0-day repair.
I'm really
Fucking
glad when I was fucking with my dad's neighbors that I didn't like hit my oil pan or something on one of the bricks.
Fucking dumbass. Dude, you're such a delinquent, bro.
Oh yeah. And it's not even. I'm just petty.
Yeah, I kind of a shit piece, honestly.
I don't get to be a shit piece at work too much, so like especially at this stage in the job because it's starting to get finished and shit. So like I can't throw stuff anymore, and that's a bummer.
Dude, I get to be a real shit piece at work every day.
We're
I do this. You know, the fuck
Yeah.
below the waist. I'll do that shit. I'll be like, yo, Greg, what's that over there?
Oh, if I'm not careful, some motherfucker will like batwing me at work or something.
Dude, what the Batwing?
You never seen Waiting or Waiter with Ryan Reynolds?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, it's when you're like, oh man, it's your fucking nutsack stretched out into the bat symbol.
Hey, bro, what?
You never seen that movie? What is wrong with you? Never bitching at me.
A lot of shit, but damn, bruh.
Yeah, like it's all about why you don't fuck with people who touch your food. And it's just hilarious.
Oh, yeah. This is the little game we play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hip. So basically what you're saying is you're just going to take your dick out around a bunch of men.
No,
So.
that's what I'm trying not to have happen.
Yeah, no, yeah. He bends over, drops a wrench.
Oh,
Ooh,
oops.
What's this? Oops.
Only losers use wrenches. I just use my pliers for everything.
Yeah.
The
I mean, you could be like a body guy and just hit everything with a fucking hammer.
We don't even use it. The pliers is our hammer. The electrician's hammer.
No, but like we're at the body shop, we're men, so like if we hit something with pliers, it doesn't do anything because we fuck with real steel. So
Or you're just not strong enough to hit hard enough.
you don't understand the tensile strength of ultra high strength steel. But let me break it down for you. Your pliers would have to be traveling at an excess of probably 1,000 miles an hour.
We have had competitions to see if someone could at least dent some of the structural beams, and it's never even remotely.
Oh, not even fucking close.
The only people I think that might have gotten a little bit of something is the actual steel guys, is because that's what those motherfuckers do.
Yeah, they just bang hammers all day and fuck.
Yeah.
That's all they do. Those guys are probably built like brick shithouses.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so speaking of hammers, I just thought about this. This is funny. Did I ever tell you about how... Okay, so do you know what a frame machine is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know in podcast land, a frame machine is basically a large jig that you either drive... They're either recessed into the ground, like they're set in the concrete, and you drive over top of them on the concrete, or they are an actual machine that you pull up onto, like a lift that you drive up onto with ramps, and then it has a tower on it that you mount that has a piston system with a chain. And what you use a frame machine for is you hook a chain to the sheet metal, and it has different hooks on it, or it has clamps or whatever. So you hook it to the metal, and then you use this giant chain to pull out the tension on something that's hit really hard. So one of our technicians is Korean, and in Korea they fix cars differently than they fix cars here, and they're very big on repairing a lot of stuff. And so one of the things with this guy is it's impossible to get him to pull anything on a fucking frame machine, like unless it's like really fucked up. He like just doesn't do it, and it's like it's not necessarily wrong. It's just something that makes your life a lot easier and is generally better. So it's like, it's kind of a gray area. It's not really wrong. It's not really unsafe. It's just like it's usually easiest. But the problem is you have to clamp the car down to the frame machine before you put a chain on it and fucking pull it. Mm-hmm. So it's like a pain in the fucking ass. And generally speaking, when you're pulling a car, you're over pulling it. So you're pulling it past the point where it needs to be. And then when you relax it, it rests back where it's supposed to be, at least when you're pulling rails. So the running joke at our shop is this guy. So I'm going over a car with him, right? And we're going through and we're talking about da-da-da. And he says with this very thick Korean accent, I need a pool. I'm like, all right, how much time do you want to pull it? Because everything is broken down. Repair time is broken down into labor hours. He said, I need a 2-hour pull. I'm like, all right, 2 hours pull, tie down, whatever. And he like looks at me. And I'm like, tie down? You're going to put on the machine and pull it, right? He's like, no, I pull on floor. I'm like, you're going to fucking floor pull this thing? He's like, I floor pull. I fix. That's his famous line. I fix. I'm like, all right, Lim, like, Jesus Christ. This motherfucker, dude, I go back in the office. I start writing the supplement for this car. And I start hearing, it sounds like someone is driving a fucking jackhammer through the wall of the office. And I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? I open the door because his bay is right on the other side of the office wall. And then there's a door to go in between the shop. I open the door. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This motherfucker is standing in the trunk of a Nissan Versa with a fucking sledgehammer. Bow, bow. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Without missing a beat, he turns to me and goes, I pull. I'm like, what? I shit you not. When he went to go put this fucking rear body, so when you pull the damage out and then you cut the panel off. Mm-hmm. So what you're doing is when you're pulling it is you're pulling the tension off of it. This motherfucker zipped this rear body panel in an hour and a half, had it seam sealed in the fucking paint shop. In an hour and a half, generally speaking, these rear bodies take 8 to 9 hours to put in. The motherfucker was mint.
Just immaculate.
Oh, this motherfucker, dude, the gaps. When you close the trunk, I thought I was going to come. It made the most fucking satisfying clicking noise, little, as it popped dead even on the back. I couldn't believe it. This motherfucker, so the running joke is every time we hear someone banging in the shop is, oh, Lim's got the frame machine fired up.
Lim is the frame machine.
So I started thinking, right, this is little scrawny Korean dude who smokes fucking Marlboro Lights and eats dream cakes. So I thought I was like, I gotta fuck with him now. So here's what I was gonna do. I was gonna go to fucking Home Depot and go get him a fucking sledgehammer, like a full-on fucking sledgehammer, and spray paint that bitch gold.
Fuck yeah.
And I was gonna write Carliner 2.0. Carliner, the company that makes our frame machines.
Hey yo, I've got a laser engraver.
That bitch up and give it to him. Oh yeah. I'm gonna fucking laser engrave like
the handle.
Carliner 2.0
Fuck yeah.
in the fucking handle, and I'm gonna wrap it up as a present. I'm gonna give it to him. And I'm saying, Lim, I got you a new frame machine.
I know who's fixing any of my cars.
Dude, he's a great tech, dude. Like he's really good. He fixes cars. He's fast as fuck. Like he does a good job. He works really fucking hard. Motherfucker will work 7 days a week. No complaints. He just wants to get money. He's a hard worker. He's a good guy. He's funny as shit.
That's this Bolivian guy I'm working with right now, Alfredo. Doesn't matter what it is. Ask him to do it, he'll do it. He won't complain. But he doesn't hardly understand a lick of English. Like, you can talk to him, but, like, you gotta make sure he's understanding you. And he says okie dokie a lot.
Okie dokie. That's the thing with Lim is it's funny when I talk to him, I speak in fucking broken English.
Exactly.
Like it's so funny how it's like, and it's like, half of me is like that's ignorant as fuck. Half of me is like he literally understands me better when I speak broken English.
Right, like you're not being shitty to him. You're trying to make so that like you guys can communicate right.
Dude, it's so funny though.
It's
like I'll like we'll have a car that's in there and it's like fucking hammered, right? And I'll give it to Lim, and I'll be like, "Here's the keys. This thing's fucked up. It's probably gonna need a quarter and a wheelhouse and a rear body or whatever." And he'll, without hesitation, he'll pull the car and take it apart, whatever, and I'll walk out. Or he'll walk in the office to tell me, "Oh, I'm ready for when we take the car apart and look at it." So I'll walk out there. I'll be like, "All right, Lim, what are you thinking?" And he'll just go, "I fix." I'm like, "All right, yeah, I know you'll fix the fucking car. That's what you do for a living, dickhead." Like. He's like, no, I fix everything. I'm like, okay.
Even if it's got nothing to do with the accident, just everything.
Dude, I fix everything. I'm like, what are we replacing and what are we repairing? And then he'll look me dead in my shit and just go, I fix. I'm like, fix what, motherfucker?
I like him.
I'll have to tell him, I'm like, you fix quarter panel? Oh, no, replace quarter panel. I'm like, okay. You fix wheelhouse? I fix wheelhouse. 6 hours. Okay. You pull? I pull. Motherfucker starts drooling on him. So he's got a frame, dude. He's got a whole drawer full of frame machines. Motherfucker ready to do some pulls. It's funny as fuck though. You run into some fucking characters in the car business, man.
Oh,
shit.
Man, talk about people you see at the job. First job I was ever on, this plumber, or I guess he was a sprinkler guy. Sprinkler guy is different. Sprinkler guys are dumber. And if you know my opinion of
guys are dumber.
If you know my opinion of plumbers, that is saying something.
Yeah, real shit pieces.
Turd herders.
Yeah, turd wrangler.
And so these sprinkler guys are not the brightest on the job site for sure. There's two of them normally going around doing whatever they're doing. Maxi broken chair.
Holy shit.
But this one guy, he's like 7 foot tall. Fucking, he's big. Like, he's a big boy.
Yeah, huge cock.
And he starts chasing the other one around with a length of pipe. It's like an 18, 20-inch piece of sprinkler pipe. And like, I think they like ran out into the parking lot. He was after this motherfucker. Cops had to get called and everything. Amazingly enough, the guy chasing the one with the pipe didn't get fired or taken off the job or anything. It was the one that was getting chased got switched to a different spot, and just the one was left.
What the fuck?
This guy was fucking whacked. Like, fucking whacked. I thought we were all gonna die.
That's not good.
Me and two of the other guys I'm working with, my foreman and his right-hand man, we get in the elevator. It's a freight elevator, so it's like an 8x8 elevator. And the sprinkler guy comes dragging his fucking trash can around that they fill with nasty sprinkler water, and it's empty, but he's dragging it. It's got wheels on the bottom, and he's dragging it by the side just across the ground. Drags it into the fucking elevator, stands in the corner with his fucking face in the corner, like an inch away from the wall, where all three of us are just like silently looking at each other like, what the fuck? We're like, is he about to kill us here in the elevator?
Wheelie out in the fucking trash can.
And we're in like Hunt Valley, so this shit is fucking like, this is upscale neighborhood, and this motherfucker is just being nuts.
Oh my god, just dumber than a fucking bag of rocks.
I rerouted his extension cord when he was out one day because it was in my way, and I brought it a different way, and he starts flipping it. Who the fuck touched my... I was like, oh, I don't know, man. It might have been one of the drywallers.
It was one of the plumbers.
I was having nothing. I don't know, dude. I think one of them did it. Just left.
This motherfucker's ready to go postal.
Yeah, like...
Holy shit. That guy's gonna shoot up a fucking school.
Yeah, type of dude that he's about to bring a gun to the job site and start shooting motherfuckers.
Oh my god, no shot.
Yeah, and that's the first construction site I ever been on. Like, how...
Holy shit.
I was like, man, I got some shit to be waiting for.
Dude, so... I don't know why that reminded me. I gotta tell you this fucking story. Oh, remind me to tell the story about how I got caught by looking at a girl's ass.
Oh, true, the dump truck.
We got to do that one, yeah. So this week, right? Okay, this is some, or it was last week. This is some fucking, okay, so speaking of characters, right? This fucking guy I work with, allegedly. Okay. This is a stand-up comedy routine and is not to be taken seriously as any kind of allegation or to be used as evidence in a court of law.
Nothing on this podcast is an admission of guilt in any way, shape, or form.
Correct. Yeah. So we have a car, right? And we need to do a diagnosis on it. So I call my homeboy at the local Acura dealership, personal friend of mine. I've known him for a very long time. He's been in the car business longer than I have, but I knew him when I got my first job at my first body shop. So I call him up and say, yo, James, I got an Acura here, man. I got to get this thing looked at. I need a diag. I said, this is what's going on. He said, all right, my brother, I got you. Bring this bitch in tomorrow morning. I'm like, all right, bet. So tomorrow morning rolls around. I got this fucking Acura I got to take to the Acura dealership. I need someone to take me back so I could drop it off, right? So my fucking boss, real fucking shit piece.
A shatheed, if you will.
A real shatheed. All right, he looks me dead in my shit and goes, hey, man, have Scott take you. Now, allegedly, Scott is our resident crackhead car wash guy.
Hell yeah.
He has summer teeth.
Shout out to Scott.
Some are here, some are there, some are missing. And he probably talks a mile a minute. Now, Scott drives a busted-ass Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Of course it's a Coupe de Ville.
It's got to be. It's got 300,000 miles on it. The heat doesn't work. The radio doesn't work. The fucking windows roll themselves down. Literally never heard of that happening before. In any situation, I swear to God, we were driving on the highway, my window drops. I'm like, Scott, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, it does that sometimes.
I've had manual windows that do that when they break.
Yeah, the manual windows, they'll go on their own because the gears will slip.
Yeah.
This is a fucking power window. So I'm just like, okay. So I drop this car off. I drive the car down. He follows me. I drop it off. I say what's good to my boy James. I was like, yo, what's up? It's good to see you, man. I haven't seen this guy in like probably 2 years. So it's always good to see him. I'm talking about him. My boy Rob's the manager now. I was like, yo, what's up, Rob? I haven't seen Rob in like 4 years. So anyways, we're talking, whatever. And, I'm like, all right, guys, I got to get the fuck out of here. So I got to get in this man's Cadillac Coupe de Ville. He goes, the first thing he tells me, I open the door. The first thing he tells me before my ass touches the seat, he goes, hey, man, just so you know, I got drugs in the car. I'm like,
what?
I literally, I turn to him, I'm like, my right foot is still out the passenger side door. I'm holding the door. My ass is halfway in the seat. I say, Scott, what? He's like, yeah, man, I got some weed in the car. Just thought you should know. I said, I'd rather not fucking know so I can play dumb if we get arrested.
Yeah.
So I get in the fucking car. We start riding down the fucking street. He starts telling me about how he's going to go sell weed to his boy. I'm like, Scott, I don't give a fuck. This makes me an accessory. Please stop talking. So then we get on the highway. The motherfucker, first of all, literally is having a conversation with himself. Like, he'll like start talking, ask a question, and then fucking answer it.
W.
Dude, it is so fucking weird. And like he's like talking about, he's like, yeah, last time he's like, shit, one of the Orioles last won the World Series, and I was like, Scott, I don't fucking know, I don't watch baseball. Like, must have been '83, had to have been '83. Yeah, I think it was '83. Last time I did heroin was in '83. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? So he's like foaming at the fucking mouth. The window just starts rolling itself up and down. Fucking phantom window. It's 28 degrees outside. Phantom window is fucking rolling itself up and down. This fucking guy. So we fucking get back. The car smells like fucking gym socks and fucking stank pussy. He's telling me about his fucking girlfriend's car got
jockstrap.
Dude, I've never been more upset in my life. Like I was like, what the fuck? So I get back. I'm like, dickhead, what the fuck was that? He's like, oh, ho. Now you know what it's like to ride with Scott. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I get the fucking phone call. We go fucking pick the MDX up, whatever. So we're driving down there, and I'm like, hey, Scott, we're going. I'm thinking, like, I'm going to be smart. We're going to take my car. I'll drop him off. You know what I mean? He said, oh, no, man, I got somewhere to be on my lunch break. And I was like, he's like, yeah, man, I got to sell that weed. I'm like, Scott, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, oh, my God. So I'm like, I get in his shit, and there's still weed in the car. He starts the car, the fucking window rolls down. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm going to jail today. Like, I'm gonna be fucking locked up and go to jail. Like, it's the only logical explanation. This motherfucker, dude, drops me off. I pick up this fucked up ass MDX. We take it back. I'm writing the fucking estimate. This motherfucker comes back 2 hours later. 2 hours later. With a fucking sandwich from the Canopy. Eyes redder than the devil's dick, higher than giraffe pussy. Comes rolling in the fucking office with his Black Lives Matter mask upside down. Comes rolling in the fucking office, just goes, fellas, and then just keeps on getting it. Didn't see him for the rest of the day. Don't know where he went. Don't know what he did.
Yo,
this fucking guy is a
How
trip.
old is Scott?
Oh, God, he's like 56.
I might know Scott.
You probably fucking do.
Like, I definitely know this motherfucker.
You probably do. He cleans cars for a living. He's a crackhead, bro.
Well, I wasn't a crackhead, but I was everything else for sure.
Yeah, this motherfucker, dude, this motherfucking Cadillac Coupe de Ville, bro. I was like, he's like, yeah, it just does that sometimes. He's like, yeah, and the heat stopped working. He starts banging on the dash. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. This car is going to fall apart. I was waiting for me to open the fucking door, and the door just fucking falls off. Just falls clean the fuck off. I'm like, dude, this is... If the car doesn't kill me, I'm going to get arrested and go to jail.
I want to take a look at this man's car. I want to play with the windows, see if I can make them work right.
Dude, it fucked me up so bad because like he's just like spouting off like da 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 da. I'm just in my phone like yep and I start feeling like cold wind. I like woke up on my phone. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? He's just like, oh no, it just does that sometimes, man. He's like fighting the switch. It's like going up, going back down, going up, going back down. I'm like, oh my fucking God.
I love it,
dude. It's like a fucking. I literally keep telling my coworkers, I'm like, guys, I'm being punked. Like, where's Ashton Kutcher? This shit is a fucking.
Where the fuck is the camera?
Dude, I swear to God.
I love that.
God, dude.
Yeah, some of the guys' cars at work I've gotten in, like, it's just nah, bro. I
I'm just saying no.
open the passenger door and I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna eat my lunch in my car instead.
Yeah, I'm all right. Appreciate you, homeboy. And that's coming from me. Like my fucking daily driver is falling the fuck apart, right? Like that thing's a real shit piece. But like, dude, this fucking Coupe de Ville, and this motherfucker is like busting corners in that bitch too. He's like swanging that thing. I'm like, Scott, you need to slow the fuck down. He's like, he just told me, he's like, yeah, I got drugs in the trunk. I'm like, and you're busting the shit out of some corners. Like, a wise man once told me, remember this, kids, do one illegal thing at a time. If you got drugs in the car, drive the fucking speed limit, use your turn signals.
Mm-hmm.
If you're speeding, don't have drugs in the fucking car.
Don't run stop signs.
Don't run stop. Yeah, that's a big one. Don't run stop signs, bro. I'll be running the fuck out of some stop signs. But I don't keep fucking drugs in the car.
Apparently in high school I did too, but there was drugs in the car.
Yeah, see, that's just...
I was leaving work at like 10 at night, and I fucking following this guy that I work with out. I thought I stopped, or at least I sort of stopped, and the cop didn't...
You California roll that bitch?
Yeah, I guess. And the cop didn't appreciate it. He's like, I pulled you over? I was like, no, actually. He's like, you just blew through both of those stop signs. I was like, wait, both?
He just goes, man.
And
holy shit.
And then
both.
And then the next question was, how much weed am I gonna find in the car?
Yeah, that's always a good question.
And I'm sure he saw the color leave my face, and I was like, none. Get out of the car. Fuck.
You got a warrant?
And
oh my god! All right, let me tell this story real quick about me getting caught staring at this girl's ass.
And then we'll wrap up because we're rolling up on an hour now. This will be a short episode.
Yeah, I was trying to, and I have another story for the other time. Speaking of cops, the time that I almost got arrested.
We can do a podcast probably just about cop stories.
Oh my god, there's got to be. Well, that's what we'll do. The next episode will be the fucking cop legal episode. Law and Order, the Top Keck podcast.
Hell yeah.
So all right, so I'm an adult. And I made me one of them doctor's appointments. So I made this doctor's appointment. I haven't seen a primary care physician in forever. Like I still had my pediatrician for like the longest time. So like, I probably should go get a fucking doctor. I got back on antidepressants, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm in there talking to Doc, and he's like, how are things? Your dick work, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yep, pretty much cool. I'm just depressed as fuck. And he's like, sick, here's some Zoloft. And I was like, all right, bet. So before I leave, he's like, yo, go get some blood work done. I'm like, all right, cool. I can manage that. And the blood work is done in a separate part of the building. So they had me like walk over to the lab and check in there. So I'm sitting there at this fucking lab, right? Minding the fuck out of my business. I'm feeling pretty good because I'm an adult. I got to leave work early, so that's fucking cool. I'm an adult. I went and did a doctor's appointment. I did big boy things, right? That's a big deal for me because I'm depressed as fuck. So that's cool. Let me tell you, man. This fucking girl, first of all, was wearing a mask, so all you see is, that this part up. Beautiful brown eyes, very pretty in the face. Again, from what I could see, it's just something, I don't know, you can just like, there are some, most of the time you look at someone, you can't really tell much about their facial features. Wearing a mask, I could look at her and see she was very beautiful in the face. She comes walking by. I'm sitting in the waiting room. She comes walking by to the lab right in front of me. Now, when I tell you that this woman had an absolute dump truck of an ass and thunder thighs, I mean, I thought I was gonna pass out.
Thick thighs save lives.
Holy shit, I was like, them bitches need to be my earmuffs. So I'm sitting here drooling on myself naturally. My heart rate's increasing. I start sweating a little bit. And she is wearing yoga pants that are, I mean, like, them cheeks was choking on them yoga pants, brother. I'm trying to tell you, that shit was tremendous. So anyways, I'm sitting here looking like a whole ass retard, just across from me, because we're 6 feet socially distanced. Across from me is another line of seats. I'm slightly to the left. I just see this. All I see out of the corner of my eye, I'm staring at this dump truck ass, and out of the corner of my eye, this is all I see. What the fuck is that? I look over, I'm like, what the fuck? This old lady is like giving me the fucking stank eye, right? And I'm just like, I'm like not even processing what's going on. I'm still lost in this girl's fucking cottage cheese, thunder thighs and ass. Dude, she goes, "Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer." And I was just like, I knew I was got, and I was like looking for an exit, like I had anywhere to go. Yeah, I'm like, it was so bad. This girl turns around and goes, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "Oh no!" I turn into a lobster. I'm in my cell phone. I'm texting Nick like, "Help me! I'm panicking, please. I'm gonna have a fucking panic attack here."
And I'm like at work dying.
Dude, and this fucking bitch puts me on blast. She goes, "Yeah, he was looking at you and your leggings," and I was in my phone like she wasn't even talking about me. I dead ass was looking at my phone like she wasn't even talking about me. And so I told him to take a picture because it would last longer, and I'm just on my phone, just minding the fuck out of my business.
Did you take a picture?
Girl, I thought about it, but I didn't. Definitely jerked off when I went home. No, I'm just kidding. So she goes in first for her lab reports, and I'm just like, holy fuck. And then I look at this fucking old, wrinkly bitch. I'm like, listen, just because you haven't gotten dick in 30 years does not mean that you have to cast that negative fucking energy out into the ether, all right? So I'm looking at her like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's just like high and mighty over there. So anyways,
fucking queen.
They call me in. Fucking dude, I was ready to choke a bitch, I swear to God. I was ready to put her on hospice. So I go back, and this is the fucked up part. As I'm walking out, she rounds the corner and is walking the other way, and I'm just like, everything slowed down and slowed down. And I was like, all right, we have two options here. You can be a man, or you can be a pussy. And I decided I'm gonna be a man. Didn't really work out that well, but I tried. We're walking by. I make eye contact with her, and I just go, "Hey," and keep on getting it. Just keep on getting it. Like nothing ever happened. Like I'm a fucking brand new man.
Oh, Jesus.
Kept on getting it. They drew blood. I was sweating profusely. This black woman's like, "Why are you sweating so much, baby?" I'm like, "It's a long story. I've had a long day." I was sweating profusely in the little fucking chair, like the little armchair. So that happened. I literally got caught staring at an ass by an old lady who then blasted me to the girl. Like,
I love it. Yeah,
tragic, bro.
I get one last story, then we'll wrap it up.
Feminism has gone too far.
I get a call at work today from another foreman working just right down the street. He's like, "Hey, bro, did you guys get these lights too, or just this one while I was out?" I was like, "No, we didn't get them, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, man, there's this hot-ass blonde in a mini skirt going to the building between us." I was like, "What?" And I happened to be in the one room of the building that had windows. So obviously I go over to the window.
Obviously, yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man, it's fucking nice leggings." He's like, "I'd fucking wear that for all day." He's like, "I don't get how people could work in an office." He's like, "I'd be in the bathroom with that, fucking tear a hole in them leggings." I was like, "Damn, bro."
Wild out. Wild.
It's like, "Bro, you married. Get out of here."
Hey, bro. Yo, so we have this saying allegedly around the shop is, first of all, somebody who will remain nameless in case this ever comes back to my workplace, but you know who the fuck you are if you're hearing this audio. They said, and I quote, "I bet you she's got an asshole that looks like it's sucking on a lemon." Thought that was tremendous. Number two, the other thing I heard, and you also know who you are that said this, is, "I'm married, not blind."
True.
So yeah, we get our fair share of yeah. If you're a pretty girl and you go to a body shop, a construction site, anywhere that is a male-dominated car dealership, those are some hornballs. We are staring at you if you are hot.
Yes.
And when you walk away, we are talking about how hot you are.
Oh, yeah.
It is a compliment. Most of us are not actually that creepy.
I'd say, yeah, if anyone were to ever actually try something creepy, we'd all beat the fuck out of them.
There would be a
There would be physical violence.
Because we would trying to be simping, because we'd be like, "Yeah, I just beat that weirdo up for you. So anyways, I'm Max."
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and do you want to take us out today, Max, from whatever this episode was?
Yeah, this has been the casual misogyny episode of the Top Keck podcast. My name is Max, aka Max Frags, aka King Carl, aka Carl from Laurel, aka Dick Dangler, aka Dick Daddy from Cincinnati. I, of course, was joined by my wonderful compadre, Nikki Three Legs. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Take care of everyone you love. Go fuck your mom.
And this is still your stepdaughter's favorite podcast.
Still
Goodbye.
your stepdaughter's favorite. Goddamn right. Stepdaughter, that's what it